majority of the top manufacturers have had a chance of being on pole this year. But down here at East London Grand Prix circuit, it's not necessarily where you want to be. Because of the slipstream effect and, of course, the difference between the rear-wheel drives and the four-wheel drives, it was going to be a tight and hard-fought battle at the front, which would see Michael Stephen and Melville Priest on the front row going at it for the honours of the day. Remembering the fact that Melville Priest, coming from a massive crash down at Port Elizabeth, will want to make up for that lost ground.
Well, Greg, let's see how they all going to sort themselves out. Melville Priest, Michael Stephen, front row.
Second row of the grid, very, very tight there, but Chop Sapuka and Anthony Taylor making it Audis and BMWs on the front four.
Could be a battle to watch today. Going to the next row, Johan Free. Impressive performance, and Henny Grunewald needs the points.
He's first of the Subarus, and first of the Nissans was Marco de Cunha. Alongside him, Richard Pinard in the second Subaru.
And a lot of work to do. Carlo de Cunha in the 350Z Nissan.
You seem to have a love affair with this race track. You do well here continually.
Yeah, we've always managed, a few fast corners followed by a tight in-section, So it's a matter of being brave for the fast stuff and then really sticking your neck out in the slow stuff. So, yeah, it was good. It was surprising. We weren't expecting there, The team's done a great job. Team Afrock's done a great job getting the car ready. They built the car in a week after the big crash in PE. So to come back and stick it on pole for the team, I think is a great effort.
Will wind play a factor here today?
Yeah, most definitely. Fortunately, the wind is the same direction as it was yesterday, so everyone's been out there. But I think for racing conditions, coming out of Cocobana towards S's, slipstream's going to play a big role. If you're behind someone, you're certainly going to get the run on them. So, yes, it will play a role.
Right, to the action we go, and it's race number 1, East London, and of course the wind is going to be a big, big factor here. Audi versus BMW, how long's that going to last, Greg?
It's not going to be much longer than turn number 1 as they go down towards Potters. Look at Johan Perry pushing already and starting to close up on the back end of those lead Audis and BMWs. It's kind of like a checkered flag of BMs and Audis as they go into Potters for the first time, sorting themselves out. Chop Sapuka losing one position there as Taylor snuck up to third.
Well, we're going to see how brave they are, because this is a racetrack. It's very, very fast as well. And, of course, you're going to gain extra tenths of seconds if you keep the hammer down through those two corners, Rifle and Potters.
Down into Cocobana, breaking point here is very, very crucial. You can see Chop Sapuka goes defensive. So does Fari as Grunewald tries to sneak through. Now, remember, Fari and Grunewald on no weight added to the cars. The first 4 cars on that additional weight due to the way that they set the things up for qualifying. Now they come down towards gate corner, and here's a move from Stephen early on. Good try there, but not quite close enough.
All right, so Priest has got to be careful as well. Taylor, now, of course, after that rebuild as well, Afrox are going to be wanting a good result here as well. Priest on the money at the moment. Nice to see Sapuka is not that much off the pace. Fari's got a lot of work to do. I think he could have qualified better.
I love the fact that Chop Sapuka's already sideways. He's not waiting for those Bridgestone tyres to come into the heat that's required. He's going to push them to the limit right from the word go. Now they come up to the top of the hill, and looking for a way early on is Michael Stephen. He's better on the brakes than Melville Priest, and he sneaks up into first place. Can he make it stick? Yes, he can. It's now BMW's 2 and 3.
Well, he's not the only person that was doing some sneaking, because Grunewald got a little low on the inside of Johan Fari, and Fari didn't see that coming as well. So Grunewald now in front of Fari, and Fari's got to do the chasing.
We know that he can chase from behind, but has he got the pace down here at East London Grand Prix circuit? Because at the front end, it looks like there's a problem on the front end there of that car. Michael Stephen's bonnet starting to bobble a little bit. That's going to affect the drive, and of course give a little bit of a worry to the driver about that bonnet popping up and maybe smashing the windscreen. So he'll have to keep his eyes and ears open, but more importantly, he has to keep his eyes and ears on those rearview mirrors, because look at how the BMs are hassling him. They are left, right, and centre trying to find the way back, and Melville Priest is pushing him to the limit, dude.
Well, Greg, what's so impressive at the moment from qualifying times, there wasn't much that you could throw over as 5 cars that all seem to be on the pace. Right now, we've got an onboard shot from Fari, and Grunewald, he's going to have a look down the inside. He's defending really nicely at the moment. Fari, I think, has got the power, has a look on the outside. But Grunewald also got tremendous four-wheel drive there. Through the complex they come, and it's still BMW that's chasing down the Audi of Michael Stephen.
Michael Stephen's pulled a little bit of a gap down, because it looks like Melville Priest doesn't seem to have the same kind of pace as Anthony Taylor has. Taylor's definitely the quicker of the 2 BMs out there at the moment, and he goes on the inside of Priest, looking for a way up the inside now. Look at Chop Sapuka going to go with him. Oh, where's Henny Grunewald going? He's tapped Chop Sapuka. Sapuka's going. Oh, here we go. Oh, ding dong. Let's have seconds. Round number 2, 3, 4, and 5. BMWs are stricken. No. So is the Sassel Subaru.
One lap, and this, we've got carnage already. 3 cars out. I saw, oh, there he goes. Look, Chop Sapuka diving into the pits right now. That looks like a front end, done a radiator there. I'll tell you what, this is carnage. How many cars left now, Greg?
Well, there were 9 cars out there. There's 5 cars left as there's 4 stricken on the sideline. 2 Afrox BMWs, 1 of the Sasa Subarus, and of course Chop Sapuka. Here we're on board with Johan Fourie. Fourie was very lucky to miss out on all this action. He just tucked on the inside. Well done to him. He moved to 2nd place behind Michael Stephen, who wasn't involved. Henny Groenewald late braking from nowhere. I don't know where he think he was going, but he definitely got that one all wrong. The 2 BMWs and the Sasa Subaru, and eventually Chop Sapuka pulls off. Here we are on board with Johan Fourie once again, closing up on Michael Stephen. And Michael Stephen now leads out with Fourie closing him. It's India Oil Audi versus Engine Extreme Audi. Battle of the oils, battle of the Audis.
Well, I'll tell you what, Marco De Cunha might be giving him a little bit of a wink later on because he managed to get him through all that carnage. It was like NASCAR, you know, when there's all smoke and mirrors and you just put your foot down, you go through it, and he took Marco De Cunha through there really nicely. But here is the heat, and it's being thrown down by Johan Fourie on Michael Stephen. Has a look around the outside. Has he got the pace? Oh, a little bit of a nudge. Stephen's got the better line here. Fourie will have to go on the outside. You can only get 1 car through, Potters. Oh, this is going to get ugly. Oh, it is ugly. Fourie's off.
He's on the grass. Fortunately, he got Quattro, so he'll keep it buried on that grass, get back on the black stuff. But he's lost the drive now, and Michael Stephen should have this one wrapped up. There you can see, that is the difference between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And what a good recovery here from Johan Fourie. Considering he went off at like close to 220 kilometers an hour, managed to keep the Audi going, and he finishes up in 2nd place. The checkered flag is waiting, though, for Michael Stephen.
Yeah, brilliant drive, and of course, no pressure whatsoever. Fourie's done well to get 2nd, missed all of that, and look who comes along for the ride. A podium for Marco De Cunha.
370Z getting its first podium. What an awesome drive there from De Cunha. He also managed to stay out of that big fracas down at Beacon Corner. But Michael Stephen was the man to beat at the end of the day. Johan Fourie tried hard enough to go off-road, and he gets 2nd place for all that valiant effort. De Cunha, Pinard, and De Cunha are your top 5.
Chops in 6th. Can they get him back for the next race? The 2 BMWs, Priest and Taylor out, and the rogue in the mix, Henny Groenewald.
Was there any touching in Potters? We saw him trying to go around the outside, and was it a mistake? Was there a little bit of banging going on there?
No, there was no banging. I mean, we went through there side by side. Potters is a corner that only 1 car can go through at the best of times. It was just one of those things. We touched in the middle of the corner. I was on the inside, so yeah, we've chatted about it now, so yeah.
Good start to the day.
Most definitely. See if we can repeat it in race 2.
You had a major shunt in Port Elizabeth. Now you're back in the wars again. Any idea what happened?
Yeah, it seems like the footage that one of the Subarus just made a little error, ran onto the grass, and once you're on the grass, there's no stopping. So he took both BMs out in one. Well, he actually took 3 cars out in one foul sweep. You know, so it's tough. It's tough on the team who have just rebuilt the car from PE. You know, Team Afrox have been working hard the last week to get the car. Yeah, we get it on pole. We're sitting in the 2nd lap of race 1, and suddenly our wheels off. You know, it's terrible.
I've got to ask, because a lot of rumours flying around, and let's go to the source. What happened?
Yeah, sadly to say, my error, mistake on my part, just you know, mistimed an overtaking manoeuvre on Chops, and you know, as he was on the brakes, at the time that I was trying to slingshot to the inside and caught his right rear, which sent me in, sort of became airborne, and with that couldn't brake, and drove straight into Anthony, which pretty much spoiled the BMW's days too, so pretty sorry about that.
So race number 2, it's an inverted grid. 4 cars get inverted. Not much to invert though, Greg.
Only 5 cars make it to the grid, unfortunately, due to all the rubbish that happened in race number 1. But there's going to be more action. Here we go. And it's Henny Groenewald's teammate, Richard Pinard, who now has to take up the mantle for Subaru. But check at the pace that Johan Fourie got off the line. He got side by side with him, and he comes from what would be 3rd place on the grid to take the lead.
Yeah, that, you know, for me looked like a jump start, but clearly not. He just was filling up the gaps. Probably they're doing that because it was such a small field. Rather than have the gaps and get slingshots, that can cause problems.
And Michael Stephen now has to get past Pinard as quickly as possible, because look at the gap that Fourie's pulled already. He's going defensive on his teammate Chop Sapuka, and there's no in-house battle. Well, there's in-house battle there. There's no rules that say that you've got to stay. Oh, and as you say that, Pinard runs wide and just opens the door for both of them. Both Audis going to sneak through there, and Richard Pinard making an uncustomary mistake down at Cochabana.
Good stuff for Chop Sapuka's mechanics, because he obviously had some radiator damage there as well. They've managed to replace that, or sort it out, or duct tape it, or do something. But he's racing, and that's good to see.
Unfortunately, duct tape was in big effect there, and you can see both the front headlights have been taped up big time. So Chop Sapuka is back in the mix, and he's up to 3rd place. So if he can just hang there, he's going to get some very valuable championship points. The only problem that we've got, though, is that there's only 5 cars on the racetrack at the moment, and that's due to the fact that when we do have the Park Vermeer on the grid, there was not enough time to sort out the two BMWs and the second of those Sassel Subarus.
Well, I think those BMWs were clearly, critical sort of accidents as well. I don't think they would have had any time, whether it be an hour or 2 hours, to fix those really big bangs. And I have to feel sorry for Melville Priest at this stage, because really, I mean, they've just spent so much time rebuilding his car, gets it on pole position, and they're out after literally one lap. So a big bad luck scenario for the BMW and Team Aprox. Anyway, back to our action. Final lap, Johan Verree, no competition here. He's going to walk away with us, and Michael Stephen can only just watch and in awe just follow him around this racetrack.
It's going to be Audi's 1, 2 and 3, the Engine Extreme Boys 2 and 3, and the Indy Oil car of Johan Verree should take the checkered flag. Bernard will finish up, and a good drive from him to take that 4th position. And of course, Paulo Acuna out there as well. He's going to be pushing hard right at the back to get to the front end of this field. But look at him, just showboating for the crowd. Verree is going to be ecstatic with this. He's got a 2nd place in race 1, and he's gone 1 better in race 2.
Michael Stephen gets the 2nd, and of course, at the moment coming into this race, Verree was 6 points clear of Stephen, and now he's back. That 6 points has now been negated because Stephen won the first race, Verree the 2nd. Verree is still 6 points ahead in the championship.
Looking good at the moment as we get to the confirmation results. Verree, Stephen, Sapuka, Audi's 1, 2 and 3. Pinard in the Sassel Subaru, and Paulo Acuna from pit lane up to 5th.
Champions' aspirations now must be ringing very, very loud. There's a big chance for you here.
Yeah, no, I think after these 2 races, Michael and myself are still tied on the same amount of points as before this weekend started. I think I got 2 fastest laps in that races. It's just a pity by qualifying. I think we could have really been on top end or the front end of the grid. The 2 hoses between the airbox closed down because of the smaller restrictors. I just sucked the pipe closed completely, so I had no drive. And I thought the throttle was a problem in yesterday afternoon and this morning, but eventually found a problem and the car was fast enough.